Yo, I have no idea what the hell happened. It didn't say. Oh well.
Oh my goodness.
Stupid GoPro didn't save the footage. But so far the impressions of riding the Mega is it pedals actually surprisingly efficient compared to the Revel Rail that I did. Reach feels short. I think the bars are rolled too close towards me, even though it's on paper it's 460 for a medium.
Oh, man.
But yeah, pretty nice. This feels like an enduro bike you can actually ride on the local trails. Let's see. Let me pedal some more. I'm leading this time.
So I initially was filming, you know, showing up close between the two bikes side by side, between my Nukeproof Scout and the Nukeproof Mega side by side. But stupid GoPro didn't record. It had some nice downhill sections there, but everybody knows the Mega can actually descend good. What is really, you know, the unknown is how the bike pedals on the traversing sections and also on the climbs. So what we're riding today is the complete opposite of what I rode last week. What I rode last week.
This part feels way less sketchy on this bike.
An XC carbon fiber full suspension bike with 10-year-old geometry. Today's ride is a 2021 Nukeproof Mega 275 alloy comp. Pretty much cutting-edge geometry.
That can pedal.
This thing's got a 64-degree head-tube angle, 77.5 seat-tube angle, wheelbase of 1224, and it's got 170 mil travel front, 165 mil travel rear. This is a big, beefy boy. Now, I've ridden a few full suspension bikes before. The previous bike that the owner of this bike rode was a 2020 Vitus Mythique 275 VRX. That's the big boy version of it. It's got the 140 mil travel front and rear. And the bike, you know, just felt like a regular trail bike. It didn't do anything weird, no weird handling characteristics. Pedaled like it should.
Drop coming up.
Bumps like it should. Just didn't stand out, you know. So
like I dusted
I've
my
also
friend on my own bike.
Ridden the opposite, which was a Revel Rail that people were praising the can feel balance formula, rear suspension kinematics on. That was a large, and the reach felt kind of like what my Scout felt, to be honest with you. But that thing really dragged, and that was like really eye-opening for me when I was pedaling that bike around, because on the initial Saturn platform, when you sit and pedal, it felt okay, but when you try to sprint or when you try to accelerate or try to pump, it literally absorbed all the energy in the tires. I mean, he had acid guys in the front with dissectors in the rear. Just didn't want to accelerate for anything, and that kind of like gave me this impression that all enduro bikes has to have such a penalty in terms of cross-country capability or climbing capability, because it just it really zapped the energy away. It didn't want to accelerate, didn't want to roll. It was a very unpleasant experience. So to my shock, when I was riding this Mega, because I was telling my friend to choose the reactor, because the reactor is a more balanced bike. It's a 140 mil travel trail bike, but you can also up the fork to 160 on the RS model. And that would be plenty enough, and that's supposed to pedal really good. But then he wanted more squish, because if he went to the reactor, it might not be big enough of a difference from that to the Mythique. From the Mythique, I would say. So when we got the Mega, I was kind of apprehensive about how this thing was going to ride, but I must say, like, this bike actually sprints too. Blew me away. It exhibits none of the flaws, or at least none of the glaring weaknesses that the Revel Rail had, which was shocking. You know, this bike actually, you know, if I had to get a full suspension, I would totally consider this bike, because if I get a trail bike, there would be too much of an overlap on my Scout. So
here's the high-speed section. Pump here. This thing does pump. I take back all my opinions of enduro bikes.
To my friend that has the Revel Rail, not talking shit about the bike, that's just how I thought, and That's how it felt to me when I was riding the thing. I was shocked when I was looking at all the reviews saying how amazing that thing pedaled, and it was absolutely so far from reality that I figured all enduro bikes would at least pedal like the Revel Rail or worse. That's why this bike is mind-blowing in comparison.
This thing's nice. I didn't really feel it hinder me in any way in the climbs or on the trails.